Anyone else excited about being here tonight? Yeah. If you're excited about being here tonight, just give God a hand clap of praise. All right, all right. That was too a little bit, y'all, because my nerves trying to get bundled a little bit. It is an honor, first and foremost, it is an honor to be able to not only come here and speak tonight, but to hear being surrounded by so many supportive people in this room. So give you guys a hand clap as well. First, of course, I give thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, I would not be standing here tonight. And I guarantee you, I would not be standing here tonight if it wasn't for him. Second, I want to give thanks to Courtney. Thank you for this opportunity. All right, so I am new to this. I'm not true to this, so I got my pad. Okay, y'all, so just bear with me. Every story, every speech you heard isn't just, it's not just that. It's not just story. It's not just someone coming up here and speaking. It's a testimony. I wanted to come here today, and I really want to talk about all my pain, but God said, that's not what I'm sending you there to do. Come on. Plus, I will be here all day, okay? I need Courtney to write this book for me, all right? He said, instead, I want you to talk about the healing. And to be real with y'all, and maybe it's just me, I feel like sometimes the healing is a little bit more painful than the trauma itself. Side note, okay? Before I tell you about the healing, let me tell you how many times the enemy tried to take me out this week. Thursday, I got some news that caused me to feel depressed again. That's something we'll talk about more at the end. That's what we'll talk more about at the end. But I haven't felt that way in a very long time, at least this year. As the days started to get better for me, I spoke with Courtney about my situation, and she asked me to speak. Last minute, so it was what, Thursday this week? Thursday this week? But I was excited. I was really excited to speak because the thing is, I already knew what I was going to talk about. For some reason, I started getting sick. I got a cold, I sneezed one time. So between the depression from the news last Thursday and me getting sick, that's two. But I did every remedy my grandmother had written down, and I just rebuked it in the name of Jesus that I was fine. The next morning I woke up, I was just fine, no cold, nothing. But last night, before, I'm allergic to milk. I am not supposed to have any type of dairy. It would send me to anaphylactic shock. I would die, okay? Always eat pecans covered in like cinnamon and always check to see if they have milk in it. For some reason last night when I purchased the bag, I didn't pay attention to the bag, it had milk in it. So I always get a pain in my stomach first, and then my tongue swells up really bad. And that did happen last night, but I didn't think too much about it because I eat this on a normal, so I didn't think I ate anything that was wrong. So I didn't take any Benadryl or anything. Now, the first time I had an allergic reaction, I woke up barely able to even breathe. I had to call emergency services. And the lady told me, she said, if you keep eating, you're going to need an EpiPen or something. But y'all, this morning I woke up, I was fine. There was no, give that a praise, some hand clap, because I was supposed to be dead this morning, because I was going to get like a shock. Okay? But I know God needed me to be here today. And I know he needed me to talk about, not necessarily my pain, so you're going to hear a little bit about it, but my testimony. I woke up this morning, perfectly fine, so God, glory, jubilation. Y'all know that when God wants your undivided attention, he will isolate you. People who you usually go to, he will sit you in a room by yourself, so you can have undivided attention, or your undivided attention, rather. So angry. I'm not an angry person. I'm a very positive person. People can call me with all types of problems. There can be an issue, whatever the situation may be. I will find a positive in it. I'm just that type of person. I found myself angry. I couldn't figure out why, because truthfully, everything in my life was just fine. August 2023, I went through a terrible depression. I found myself unable to get out of bed on most days. I felt alone and I felt under attack. By the end of August, every trauma, every pain I remember from like the age of 4. I don't know how many of y'all can remember something from the age of 4, but it's traumatic. I remember it. It came crashing in all at one time. In my head at once. Sexual assault, not being wanted or feeling loved by a parent or someone I thought I was in love with, being robbed at gunpoint. I was going to lose my life that night, along with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and my 1-year-old daughter, who was. So I almost lost my life. And those are just a few, because again, I don't want to get stuck in the trauma, but the healing. I always said, whenever you're feeling down, turn on your favorite worship song. So I tried that. Got nothing. September 23, I was home alone, and I felt like crap. I said, you know what, no more. I don't want to feel like this anymore. So I asked God for forgiveness. I started repenting, and then I gave every pain, every trauma, all my heartache, all my frustration, all my anger to God. It was 2 days later, I instantly knew what he meant. I turned on the sun when it hurt me in any kind of way, I forgave them. And funny how God works, because by the end of October, at least 2 of those people out of the blue called me and apologized for everything they have done to me. Usually, after speaking to one of them, I always go back into a depression every single time. But that time I didn't. So by November 2023, I was calmer, no sense of anxiety or depression. The weight of all my trauma was gone. There was no triggers. I had spent most of November studying on my own, praying, and simply just being still. So in December 2023, I knew I had been delivered. For those of you that do not know what deliverance is, God's intervention to free people from physical, spiritual, and existential stress. He let me know I have something for you to do. I didn't know what that was at that time. I was just glad to feel free from all the suffering. It was like a breath of fresh air. Now, the memory of the trauma was still there. Everything in my life was still not the best, but my response was different. I love how God used each month, because for every month, like the month of August was where my anger surfaced. In the month of September, S was my surrendering. In October, when I found the lady that I felt like God wanted me to follow or get that guidance from at that time, it was the observing in October, the letter O. In November, when I was forgiving everyone and I was calmer, that was my neutralizing. In December, when all that weight was off of my shoulders, December was my deliverance. For the past 9 months, I've just continued to study. I've rebranded my ministry, which Courtney is also a part of, called Bold Resilient. Still not understanding what it is God wanted from me until I went through something that calls new scars. Now, bear with me because I'm still new. So the thing at the beginning that I told you Thursday that brought back depression, my husband and I recently, we went through the process to have another baby, but the baby died. The cycle failed. It's all right, because God got a plan. I know God got a plan. I went back into a depression after fighting for this spot of redemption. But this time, I didn't do it alone. Sorry, y'all. This time I didn't have to do it alone. I didn't have to do it alone the first time, but I knew I didn't have to do it alone this time. Because I knew God had me. I knew God got a plan. Yeah. But I called my pastor, because I didn't want to go backwards. I didn't want to go back to that place of feeling depressed anymore. And he said something that gave me revelation to what God has said to me. I have something for you to do. My pastor said, what you go through is not always a punishment. He also said, there's pain and purpose. My pain and trauma is the reason I'm able to stand here today and talk to you. My purpose is the reason that I'm healed. And through my pain and my purpose, I'm able to help somebody else. I thought I was going to be nervous today, which I'm a little bit. I thought I was going to be nervous up here today. But when God gives you purpose, especially through your pain, that sense of fear is gone. Plus, if he calls you to do something, you do it. Everyone that spoke today was given purpose through their pain, and some of you in the audience may not necessarily be a speaker, but whatever you've gone through, there's purpose. In your healing, there's purpose. So don't look back. Grow through what you go through. My name is Shay. I am not my pain, and by his stripes I am healed. Mask off.